Hey everyone, greetings from Brno here in the Czech Republic. I am excited today to talk about some refreshing summer wines. Summer is here, the weather is nice and hot and sunny, and so what better than some of the aromatic, beautiful white wines of South Moravia to enjoy on this lovely weekend. So for today's video, I'm actually circling back on a grape that I've spoken about before that's grown throughout the world, but it's really not my go-to grape variety, one that I, tend to drink on the regular. But here in South Moravia, this grape takes on a completely different expression. It's very fragrant and perfumed, and I've really come to enjoy it. And this grape is Sauvignon Blanc. So for those of you who are not familiar with Sauvignon Blanc, it is a grape that originated in France, in Bordeaux, and it grows also in the Loire Valley. So if you've ever had a white Bordeaux Blanc, you're drinking mostly Sauvignon Blanc with a little splash of Semillon. If you've ever had Sancerre from the Loire Valley, you're drinking Sauvignon Blanc. But this grape has really taken off, like I said, globally. So it's grown everywhere, from Chile to California, to here in the Czech Republic. So it's a grape that really adapts well to a cool to moderate climate. It doesn't really like a lot of heat. It's a pretty vigorous grape, so a lot of care needs to be taken in the vineyards to make sure it does not get out of control. But this grape in general has a really nice citrus expression, nice mineral-driven notes. There tend to be less oak influenced, so more refreshing crisp acidity, a little bit more lean on the palate, and really the perfect answer to a hot summer day. And so for today's video, I'm showing two Sauvignon Blancs, same vintage, different producers, and very different styles. And I'm excited because I haven't showed these producers before, and like I've said, there's over 800 wineries in this region, so I have a lot of ground to cover before I leave in 2022. So for starting off, I'm excited to talk about a young winemaker, Roman Fabig. So this is the Roman Fabig Sauvignon Blanc from his Hora plot. The winery is also named Fabig after the winemaker, Roman. So a few facts about Roman. So he started his winery in 2011 in Hustapeche. And to be honest, he was not really into making wine when he was a kid. It was kind of a laborious task, set forth by his grandparents. But he studied in Spain, he did an internship in New Zealand, and he realized how good wine can be. And so he wanted to take those high quality premium winemaking procedures and techniques and implement them here in the region. His winery is literally like a huge black box in Hustapeche. Architecturally, it is really impressive. He just focuses on really the highest quality he can get from the minimal number of varieties planted. So he has Sauvignon Blanc, he's got Veltliner, and he's got a little bit of Chardonnay, but Sauvignon Blanc is his pride and joy. He makes various single vineyard plots of Sauvignon Blanc, this being the Hora, the Old Hill. And so I'm excited to talk about Roman Sauvignon Blanc because they are so clean and vibrant and complex. So Roman Fabig is also part of the Mladí Vinaři, the Young Winemakers Association of 14 young winemakers who cooperate together and do a lot of promotion and events together to kind of boost each other's sales and to keep each other motivated. So it's great to see this sense of community here in the region, particularly among the young winemakers. So cheers to Roman Fabig and all the Mladí Vinaři peeps repping your wines. So they're all delicious. But going into Roman Fabig's Sauvignon Blanc from the Hora plot, again, 2017 vintage. So the wine has a pale lemon color, slight green reflection. And the nose is really mineral driven. If I was blind tasting this, I would certainly say it's from the Loire Valley. It has this struck match quality. And this really expressive, like yellow grapefruit, but not overly fruity, if that makes sense. The mineral-driven qualities definitely supersede the fruity aromatics in this wine. But really clean and vibrant and fairly pronounced aromatics on here. There's a slight like leafy vegetal note on there, which I like, kind of like dried herbs. It doesn't lean to that capsicum note. It's not that quite strong, that quite powerful capsicum. It's just that little bit of slight hints of vegetal notes, really appealing. Nice acidity on there, about medium plus acidity. Medium body on there, great minerality on the palate. It has this wet stone quality. And a lot of nice citrus notes, like yellow grapefruit, kind of a yellow grapefruit peel, more of the zest of it. But just so refreshing. A little bit of like a linden flower, a little bit of a passion fruit, elderflower. Nice long finish too. I can just imagine this. This is a gastronomy wine. This is a wine that I would want to have with seafood, with a nice salad. Nothing too heavy. This wine does not have any oak influence on there, not that I can pick up at least. So it is a really clean, linear, acidic wine. So I would really stay more toward the lighter end of food for Fabig Sauvignon Blanc. But it just goes to show that this climate, especially in Husto Pece, which is just about a half hour from Brno, these sloping hills and slightly cooler climate, clay soil, really helps to promote the Sauvignon Blanc grape to its highest potential. And like I said, if I was blind, I would call this Puy Fumé in a heartbeat. That minerality on the palate's really appealing. So cheers, Roman. You make delicious Sauvignon Blanc. You can find his wines in Prague and Brno. They're all over the place in restaurants and shops. I picked up this wine at Vinotéka Moravský Hrozen. I visited Pavel there on Friday. Great little wine shop. I mean, really amazing curated selection of wines. So check out my feed for the little live tour I did this past Friday. But glad to know that his wines are being sold in these places. I know they're sold also at Vinotéka Utri Knížat. So huge fans of the Sauvignon Blanc from Roman Fabig here in Brno. So great to see it. The next winery I'm going to be talking about, I can't believe I've never showed their wines before. I'm a huge fan of the family, of their practices, what they're doing for the region. This is Vinařství Krásná Hora. So Vinařství Krásná Hora, they are in the town of Starý Podvorov, which is about a 25-minute drive southeast of Husto Pece, so about 1 hour drive from Brno. The Vinařství Krásná Hora, or Krásná Hora winery, Krásná Hora meaning beautiful hill. So interesting fact, so Stará Hora meaning old hill, Krásná Hora meaning beautiful hill. So funny with all the hills always have their name here in South Moravia on the wine labels. But Vinařství Krásná Hora was started by Patriarch Marek Vyberal. His sons, Marek and Ondřej, also assist him in the winery. Ondřej is the chief cellar master. And they all work as this dynamic family unit and promote their wines here and abroad. Krásná Hora wines are actually sold in the United States through Attel Wines. So you can contact Attel Wines. I'll throw their website on here. If you're living in the Northeast or DC or Florida, you can potentially pick up Vinařství Krásná Hora. So always exciting to see these wines make it across the ocean. Krásná Hora is a small, like I said, small family winery. They farm about 5 hectares using biodynamic principles. So a lot of care in terms of the vineyard management and of course at the winery. So this Sauvignon Blanc 2017 from Krásná Hora sees 3 different types of élevage, of fermentation and maturation. So 1/3 goes into stainless steel, 1/3 goes into oak barrel, and the other third stays in steel but on the skins. And by blending these three components, you have a little bit more complexity on the texture of the wine. It creates a little bit more depth and aromatics. So going into Krásná Hora's Sauvignon Blanc. So a little bit more deeply concentrated color than Roman Fabig's, I think because a little bit of that oak maturation helped to create a little bit more depth of color. So I'd put this at a medium lemon color. And the wine definitely has more of this lemon custard, more of a, you can tell a little bit more of a spice, a little bit more of an oak influence, like creamy notes as well. Kind of like a yogurt on the nose. And a touch more riper fruit, less of the mineral-driven character from Roman Fabig, a little bit more fruity. Kind of yellow apple, a little bit of a citrus note as well. And more of a honeyed kind of floral note too. But on the palate, a little bit more textured, a touch more of a grip on there too, perhaps from the additional time on the skins, with that 1/3 being on the skins during élevage. Still getting this mineral-driven character, a little bit more of that yellow grapefruit peel again, lemon peel, lemon zest. A little bit more textured as well, perhaps because of that oak maturation. And it's just a slightly rounder, whereas Roman Fabig's has this real linear acidity, real clean and precise. This is a little bit more open, a little bit more body onto it. But it's fascinating because these are the same grapes, same vintage, grown a half hour apart. And the expressions are so different depending on the techniques winemakers are using here in the region. And like I said, these fabulous winemakers are using such innovation from global influences. For example, with Roman doing an internship in New Zealand and working in Spain, and then Krásná Hora with their biodynamic principles. All of these influences are definitely pushing this wine region forward and making delicious Sauvignon Blanc, which if you asked me 3 years ago if I would drink a Sauvignon Blanc, I'd always say no. And now I can't seem to get enough of it. I think these wines are fantastic. And hats off to these winemakers for using such innovation and enterprise and you know, pushing the boundaries to what was traditionally accepted. So, cheers to Sauvignon Blanc on this sunny Sunday. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the weekend and drinks some delicious Moravian wine. So, ahoy from Brno. Cheers. Ahoy.